I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for that doubt, they kinda me.
Welcome back to another episode of Unfazed with JJ and AJ. I'm feeling great today. We have a lot to get into, but first, my guy Joe, how you feeling? JJ, how you feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. We had our first episode out the way. Now I know how I can attack AJ. You know, I took some pointers, had some of the angles he took, and I'm way fully prepared today. So I can't wait to go over these predictions.
Are you sure? Are you positive about that?
I mean, I hope the comments positive. You know, sure, they're gonna be upset at me. You know, I know some of y'all high on some of these teams, but I'm not. I'm just sorry. So we gonna find out.
Hey, Joe, we coming from the same type of experience, man. I'm over here, you know, getting the predictions and everything ready. And I was telling you off air, man, I'll say it here. I feel like I was contradicting myself a little bit today when going through this. I'm like, oh, man, I was a little high on this team. But now I'm like, I don't know. Some teams got to be left out. Some teams I'm going to have to include. But, hey, all is fair before the first game is played. That's how I see it. Today's episode, we are getting into a lot. We get into NFL awards. We get into playoff seeding. We are getting into Super Bowl predictions. Who gonna be there? Who gonna win the game? I think we know how that's gonna go, but we'll save that for when it's time. Of course, as well, week 1 is upon us. The first game is Thursday night, so we will be, you know, doing a little pick'em. Like I said last episode, we have a pick'em going on right now, where me and Joe are keeping track of our picks. So we're gonna go down the biggest games of the week and predict who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. But for now, we're gonna get into the awards. We're going to start with the rookies. Joe, offensive rookie of the year. Who you rocking with and why?
Is this even a question?
Oh, boy.
Come on, man. AJ, what team I'm repping? Where my jersey at? I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Colors, right?
I like it.
Come on, man. We drafted a quarterback number 2 overall, and you really thought I would pick him to win Rookie of the Year? Yes, I'm going with Jaden Daniels. I got Jaden Daniels winning Rookie of the Year. Now, don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams is going to be a tough outing. He got 3 potential number 1 receivers, and he can have a really good passing year with the yards and TDs. It could potentially happen. But this is why I think, first, let me give you the stat line I'm predicting him to have. I'm predicting him to have 3,700 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns. I said 22 on the panel. I upped it to 25. 8 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns with 700 rushing yards. So it's going to be 700 some change, 3,700 some change. So total, he'll have 4,500 total yards, and he'll have 30 total TDs. And I think it's going to work towards his favor because I do think guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. are going to have an opportunity to win this award. But right, I think the 2 top candidates are Caleb and Jaden. So let's talk about Caleb. I think what's going to work to Jaden's advantage is the weaponry around him versus the weaponry around Caleb. I feel like they're both going to end with the same record. That's what I predicted. I feel like they both going to have really good years, but because Caleb is rocking with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, also Romeo, right? And then he has Swift in the background, you know, so in the backfield. And then our second receiver is De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown couldn't see the field last year for real. So, according to some people, we traded one of our best receivers, Jahan Dawson. Shout out to you, man. I still like you. But we do got Scary Terry, and we got a good running back duo. So I think with that being like, with not us having the weapons the Chicago Bears have, that's going to work to his advantage on his case. Look what he working with, and look what Caleb working with. They got the same result. So I'm going with Jaden Daniels, man, for Rookie of the Year.
First off, mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you still hear static, Joe?
I don't.
You don't. Now, are you sure?
No, I do.
Hey,
kind of.
You do, man. Look,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to figure this out off here. I don't know what's going on with the mic situation.
Yeah.
We gonna figure this out at some point.
The
But
people can hear you, though.
yeah, the people can hear me. We gonna figure this out at some point. But I definitely want to get into my prediction. You already hit it on the head. I'm going with Caleb Williams.
Ooh.
I'm going with Caleb because of the weapons that he has at his disposal. I think he's gonna have a fantastic year, and this plays into me saying that the Chicago Bears are gonna have a fantastic year. If they're gonna have a great year, Caleb Williams has to ball out. So he's got to be my offensive rookie of the year. Now, I thought about your boy, and I almost wanted to pick him. I also thought about Malik Neighbors. I've been saying, I said in the chat, and I said to a few friends, I think Neighbors is gonna win. But after further thought, I'm like, they gonna, you're the number 1 overall draft pick, and you have a team that could potentially make the playoffs, a team that is going to make the playoffs, in my opinion. A little spoiler alert, but I've already said that. I said it was going to win the division, right? And so when you have that going for you, all eyes are on you anyway. Everybody's paying attention. Everybody's watching, and they're going to want to give it to him. All he got to do is perform and show out. That's my take. All he's got to do is show up and show out. You already listed all the weapons he has at his disposal. While one could take away from that and say he doesn't deserve the award because of all of the weapons that he has at his disposal, one could also say he's going to ball out because of all of the weapons he has at his disposal. Whereas Jaden might not, and I do think he's going to have a good year, but might not have as good of a year because he doesn't have enough. And so I just feel like he has the perfect system to ball out in. The perfect system. I think he has a defense that's going to make plays, that's going to put him in position to win ball games, that's going to give him short field opportunities. And when you got the weaponry that he has on the outside and even in the backfield, I think it's going to be hard for him to not win this award. All eyes on him. I'm rocking with Caleb Williams.
I'm not mad at that. Caleb is first of all, kind of threw me off. I was ready for you. You would have said Malik Neighbors. I had pen and paper ready for you, but you went with Caleb. So.
I got a funny feeling. I'm going to throw you off quite a bit, bro.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, you kind of threw me left field, but yeah, Caleb is the favorite. He is his award to lose. Let me say that. It is his award to lose. Number 1 overall pick with a awesome supporting cast. That Gion, shout out to him. He did an awesome job surrounding him with weapons. So if he doesn't win that award, it would actually be upsetting. It would be upsetting. Either two things can happen. If he doesn't win, it's either because he didn't live up to the hype or somebody like Jaden went crazy. Yeah, he had a great year. So,
which is possible. It's possible. Are you? Hold on. I know we live, but you hearing the echo now?
I don't.
Or am I good? You don't? Okay, I was hearing the echo on my ears. Okay, but yeah. Listen. If your boy win, I'm not gonna be shocked because I expect him to ball out. I do, but I think Caleb. We're gonna get into playoff predictions in a little bit, so I ain't gonna give too much up.
Okay.
But I see Caleb having a great year. I see him having a great year.
Yeah, I do too. We knocked out the offensive side of the ball. Now we got to talk about the defensive side of the ball. So last year we had an offensive and a defensive rookie of the year, CJ Stroud and Will Anderson. So AJ, who do you have as a rookie defensive player of the year?
You ready for this, Joe?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Oh my gosh.
That is my rookie of the year. Listen, they're gonna use the boy all over the field. He's gonna play some outside, he's gonna play some inside. They already said he's gonna play 100% of the defensive snaps. The opportunities for him to go crazy, they will be there. I expect him to have a fantastic season. Not to mention, I think the defensive line will be improved this year. You got some young guys up front. We understand the young guys up front got to step up and have a big time year. But if they step up and have a big time year, sack the quarterback a couple times, get him a little nervous back there, Quinyon jumping routes, Quinyon getting interceptions, Quinyon pick 6. I can see it. I can see it. Now, maybe that's the Eagle fandom coming in. And to be honest with you, I had to reel some of these predictions back a touch. Just a touch. I'm like, bro, I don't want to have Eagles at every single, you know what I mean? I want to do that. But rookie of the year, defensive rookie, I can see it. I can see him taking off and having a very successful season because he's gonna have the opportunities. He's gonna be all over the field, and so I see Quinyon having a successful rookie campaign and winning this award.
Okay. Is he gonna be guarding the number one player? Like, is he gonna be following the number one guy like Sauce Gardner did?
Following? No, because we got
Is
Slade.
he, how about this?
But I
Is he
think
gonna match up with the number one?
is he
guy?
gonna what? Is he gonna
match
what?
up with the number one guy? Is he gonna match up with him?
He gonna see a lot of guys like CD Lamb. He's gonna see a lot of guys like Cooper Kupp, those guys that move into the slot. God forbid an injury, he's gonna be on the outside. He's gonna see some guys. And I think the way he'll be used in his defense coming off the edge, blitzing and things of that nature, he gonna get a few sacks. I think he's gonna get a few interceptions. Like, you're gonna feel his presence game to game. I think he will feel his presence on the defensive side of the ball game to game. And I think he'll be the best defensive rookie. I thought about Verse. I thought about the boy that the Vikings just drafted too, because I think he's gonna have a very good rookie season as well. But
he's not even starting on the depth chart.
He gonna get a lot of opportunities though. He's gonna get a lot of opportunities. But I think Quinyon gonna be on that field so much. We gonna see so much of him. He's gonna make a lot of big time plays this year. I'm counting on it. On it. He gonna make a lot of big time plays this year for a secondary that was not good last year.
Now
I see him being very good this year.
My pushback on Q Mitch is if he's not on the number one guy, so he's winning it because he's locking down the number one guy like Sauce won it, he will have to have a Deron Bland type year, which I don't see happening.
Maybe
he'll have to like break a rookie record. He did have 5 interceptions in 2022 in college, but outside of that, he only had 1 interception in 3 years. So he's not really known for a high turnover guy. But let me give you my person. Defensive rookie of the year. This was tough, but I got Byron Murphy the second from the Seahawks. All right, Byron Murphy the second. Let me tell you why. First of all, he went to Texas. You know, I've been rooting for the Texans since they got Quentin Ewers. Shout out to Texas. But so in Texas, he had eight and a half tackles for loss, 5 sacks last year. Not a lot, right? It's pretty good. But, you know, you're playing with other dogs. You're playing with other guys on that line that are pro rating. The reason why I have him winning is because I'm trying to look at the situation. I look at the Danielle Hunter, right? I look at Hunter from the Vikings, whatever, and he's not starting. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be tough for him to do it. I'm looking at Latu from the Colts, and I'm like, you know what? He might be the best player on that D line, if not second best. So he's gonna get a lot of attention. So I don't think he's gonna win it. But when I look at the Seahawks, they just got Mike McDonald from the Ravens. The defensive coordinator from the Ravens the last 2 years. I don't know if nobody know this. Carl, help me out in the comments. I'm gonna butcher his name. I'm calling Justin M from the Ravens. Led all D tackles and sacks with 13 last year. His career high before that was 5.5 sacks. Right? Mike McDonald wasn't there when he had 5.5 sacks. So Mike McDonald gets there, he gets 13 sacks. My boy Byron Murphy also a D tackle. The last time I got him having double-digit sacks, if not double-digit sacks, maybe 9. But listen to this. The last time a DT rookie had 10 sacks was Sue, and he won Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. The last time somebody had 9 was Aaron Donald. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So when a DT is scratching around that double-digit sack line as a rookie, he's going to get that award. So I'm predicting that he's going to get around 9 and 10 sacks this year. I got Byron Murphy the second.
Oh, snap. What's going on? There we go. I'm popping in and out. I'm having technical difficulties like I'm up, but we good. I'm not mad at it, Joe. But like I said, man, I think Quinyon gonna be all over that field this year. And again, it makes a difference when you see how the secondary played last season. The secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles was so bad last year. People are looking to see how it's like. We talk about the offense all day. We talk about the coaching all day. But one thing that a lot of people haven't been talking about is how that secondary looked. The secondary was probably the weakest part of the entire team last year, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody, like, we know the offense is going to be there, or we expect the offense to be there. We know Jalen Carter is on that defensive line, but they really looking in the secondary. Who's going to come out in that secondary and make plays? Who's going to come out there and, and really disrupt things? We know we got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but, you need another guy on that outside. You need another guy on the inside. You need younger talent. I think if he comes in and makes that type of, that type of explosion defensively, gets deflections, gets interceptions, I think you'll have it in the back. Now, you're right. If a defensive tackle go out there and get 10 sacks, we have a different conversation. Because you're right. If it's like that and it's up in the air, they're gonna go with the defensive tackle. I think even defensive player of the year, that's how it's gonna go. If it's a guy getting a ton of sacks like that, probably not gonna go with a secondary guy unless it's like a Deron Bland, who didn't win it anyway last year, right? So you do have a point there. But I just think Quinion is going to be so effective. And I don't see your guy having that type of year, man. I think he's gonna be good. But 9.5, 10 sacks, that's lofty.
Hey, you see what he did to the D tackle?
You said what?
You see what this coach did with this last D tackle from the Ravens I just mentioned,
Yeah,
from 5.5 to 13.
I gotta see.
And they got a good defense too. They got a lot of nice pieces on there, especially in the secondary. But here's the thing with your boy. You have Slay. All right, you have Slay, who's y'all best corner. First of all, he ain't the best corner in his team. So how he gonna win defensive rookie of the year? You know what I mean? Now, Will Anderson, he was a team. Now, so I look at Slay. You got Slay. You also drafted another cornerback. They got not mentioned also. You
Cooper
got
DeJean.
two cornerbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned your boy CJ Gardner-Johnson. So I feel like people are gonna, CJ gonna get he's gonna get a lot of credit if the secondary gets back to where it was when he was there.
And if he's leading the league in picks, like if he's got that type of, if he's doing that, but if he's playing, and CJ a little injury prone too. CJ a little injury prone
he got
too.
hurt last year.
So we'll see. I get what you're saying.
Man, I'm just glad Taylor Heineke ain't doing it to him.
Y'all gonna give him the ball at the end of the day. But to quickly respond to that, not the best DB on the team, but I think it's a good chance he'll look like it. Because again, he's going to be moved all around the field. He's going to play that left. He's going to play that slot. He's going to come off the edge. You're going to see him everywhere. And he's replacing, as Tomo just said, Cranberry. He's going to be out there shifting into that spot from time to time, spelling for Isaiah Rodgers. So I just think him playing everywhere is going to give him the award, especially if he's able to put the numbers behind it. That impact you're going to see. Especially God forbid an injury. That impact of him. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the outside. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the inside. Now I'm gonna blitz. Now I'm gonna do this. Fangio's gonna use him somewhere everywhere. So, and they say he's looking great in camp. So, could be some Eagles bias in there. It could be, but I got Quinion. But if it goes to a defensive tackle, I mean, I understand.
That's good.
Coach of the year, man. Joe. A lot of coaches in the NFL. A lot of coaches to pick from. A lot of teams to look. I know you high on some teams, low on some teams. I know I picked the coach that I'm, a team that I'm high on. But how you feeling about coach of the year?
Come on, man.
Uh-oh.
There was a team it ain't Dan Quinn.
Okay.
Not Dan Quinn. But I was high on the team on the show, and I feel like I'm watching all media stuff. I think I'm the only person high on this team. Antonio Pierce is going to win Coach of the Year. He's going to win Coach of the Year. Now, let me explain the reasons why. Number one, I got them win 11 games. Yes, I do. 11-6. Antonio Pierce, when he took over last year, I said this. The last 9 games of the season, they went 5-4. Not a great record. 5-4. First time head coaching. When he took over, they were the 23rd best scoring defense in the NFL. When he took over at the end of the season, first. Not total, obviously, because he wasn't there. But from the last 9-game stretch, number one total defense. Right? What else? Reasons why that happened. Well, I'm gonna get to that when I go to another award. All right, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna hold that thought. All right. New offensive coordinator Luke Gesty. Right, he was there with the Chicago Bears last 2 years. But prior to the Chicago Bears, he was with the Packers since 2014. He was a quality coach, quarterback coach. Like, he was dealing with in the quarterback room. So he went with Aaron Rodgers in 2014. I think he'll do a good job. You mentioned something last week that I had to take note of. Josh Jacobs. Oh, they don't have Josh Jacobs no more. They're going to have to run the ball. The only way you can have a great defense, you got to be ready to run the ball. Let me give you some numbers, AJ. Did you know when Antonio Pierce took over and Josh Jacobs was in the lineup, he was in the lineup for 5 games. They went 2-3, and they averaged 97 yards rushing per game. Josh Jacobs didn't play the last 4 games. That's what he did. They went 3-1 and averaged 123 rushing yards per game. So we ain't worried about Josh Jacobs. We good. Josh, go to Green Bay. Go get your bread. Do your thing. We straight where we at right now. So I got Antonio Pierce winning Coach of the Year.
If they come out and win 11 games, Joe, you dang right. He definitely gonna win Coach of the Year. You man. If the Raiders win 11 games, you need to go to Vegas and play some tickets. That's how confident I am. That is no way they win 11 games. It's no way. Like, bro, it's no. I would be stunned. But I would be like, my guy Joe called it. But people might look at me crazy for my prediction because my prediction looks like the same prediction I had last year. Oddly enough, I got Robert Saleh, man.
Oh, okay.
I got Robert Saleh. Now I know I said last episode I'm a little concerned about him, but I think the Jets are gonna be that nice this year. We're gonna get to these playoff seasons, and where I have them seated, y'all gonna be like, yeah, I'm very high on the Jets. You gotta think too. All of the offseason stuff with Aaron Rodgers, and he got to go on this retreat, and he got to go to the darkness, and he got to go to all these different areas and all of that stuff, right? You know, he missed, I think it was the first day of OTAs or something like that. Missed, you know, I think it was OTAs, you know.
Went to Egypt, I think, right?
Went to Egypt. That's the place I was thinking. Thinking of the darkness retreat he took a few years ago. But yeah, went to Egypt and all of that, you know, missed that time. Now it's rumors that, you know, it's dysfunctional now. Aaron Rodgers is super selfish. You know, he getting into it with Garrett Wilson on the sideline in practice, all of this stuff. Robert Saleh, some of that stuff I believe is true. Some of it I'm just like, I think y'all gassing it a little bit, the media. I think some of it people are reading a little too deep into, but that's the narrative. And sometimes perception, even though it might not be true, it can be reality. So if he comes out there and he pulls this team together, quote unquote, which I don't think they need to be pulled together. But if he comes out there and quote unquote pulls this team together and they have the type of season I think they're going to have on both sides of the football, it's going to be hard to not give him this award. It's going to be hard to not give him this award because they will be in the hunt to do some big things. And so I got Robert Saleh. I think he's going to find a way to get it done because I just believe in the Jets overall as a team. And, you know, if they ball out, I don't see how he don't win this award.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm a fan of Robert Saleh. I defended him multiple times on this network, so I'm not mad at that. He gets a bad rep, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to his decision making, not benching Zach Wilson the first year, like, come on now, we all saw Mike White was better. Put Mike White in the game and let Zach Wilson sit. Little stuff like that, I get it. But when we talking about coaching the game, there's no way these teams he had the last 2 years should have won the amount of games they won. They should never won 7 games last year. No way. You know what I mean? Beating the Bills, almost beating the Chiefs. If Zach Wilson didn't fumble, they would have beat the Chiefs. You know, like beating y'all. Dang, they did beat y'all. JETS. Well, anyways, the year before that, 7 games.
Beat us with backups too, bro. Might I add? Beat us with backups in the secondary.
Dang, yeah, Sauce Gardner or Reed. I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro.
Dang, they had a third string on AJ Brown. Jeez. 3 interceptions, right?
Anyway.
We ain't talking about that right now. But anyway, but I'm not mad at that pick. If the Jets get to the playoffs, he might just win it because they have the longest playoff drought in major sports right now. Shout out to the Kings. We vote that and we pass it on to the Jets. I think they're going to like 14 or 12, somewhere in the double digits. Since Marcel Chance, they ain't been to the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I got no pushback on you on that one.
Yeah, man. I see it happening. Did you? Hold on. You got the next award or is it me?
Yeah, I got the next one.
Okay,
and this one I think I know you got right here. But comeback player of the year. Joe Flacco, whatever you want to call him. Joe Flacco won the comeback player of the year. A lot of people thought it would be DeMar Hamlin. Right. But it was Joe Flacco. I saw real quick. I saw something on Instagram. It said the Browns are so bad that rewarding a quarterback getting the Browns to the playoffs is better than somebody coming back from the dead.
That's tough.
That's messed up. But yeah. So comeback player of the year award. Who you got?
Carl.
I knew it.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Now, I've talked about this before. It's the Jets. Some of these awards I'm giving to these players because I know all eyes will be on them.
That's the name.
It's the name. All right. All eyes will be on the Jets. Tomo, don't start with me today, Tomo. Don't start with me today, Tomo.
He's a crazy candidate.
Man, yo, wow. But no, all eyes will be on the Jets. All eyes. Aaron, I almost went as far as to make him the MVP, Joe.
Ooh.
I was that close. I was that close to being like, he's going to win MVP this year, but I got somebody else for that. But Aaron Rodgers is going to have a phenomenal year. Coming back from tearing that Achilles, he's got weapons to hand the ball off to and throw the ball to. He has a defense similar to what I said about Caleb Williams. He has a defense that's going to give him some short fields, a defense that we know wants to play for him. You know, I think with all eyes on him, I think he's going to be easily. It's his, in my opinion, it's his to lose. It's Aaron Rodgers' award to lose.
It is.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't come out and have a phenomenal year, then okay. Or if he has let's just say he has a bad year, then he probably won't win it. But if he's decent, if he has an okay year, and like you said, they make the playoffs, and I think it's easily Aaron Rodgers' award, especially at this age, coming off the Achilles tear. I think it's easily his to lose.
I agree. It is his to lose, but I don't agree with the pick. Now, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the pick though. But my guy I'm going with, if he stays healthy, Anthony Richardson. I'm going Anthony Richardson, right? I'm predicting right now that Anthony Richardson is going to break the touchdown rushing record for a QB this year. He's going to break the record that Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts broke last year. He's going to break it and have 16 rushing touchdowns. Now, why would he do that? First of all, in 4 games last year, he had 4 rushing touchdowns, and he didn't play half of 2 of them. So that right there says a lot right there. I remember Jalen Hurts, his first year with this same coach, same offensive coordinator. Jalen Hurts had 10 rushing touchdowns in that year. So I can see Anthony Richardson getting 16. And that's without the tush push, by the way. So people don't want to discredit Jalen Hurts. He had. Now, I would go as far as say that he's going to lead his team in passing and rushing, but they got JT over there. JT is going to do his thing. But if that happens with Jonathan Taylor on the squad, that says a lot, which I don't think is going to happen because JT is a top 5 back for real.
That would be impressive, though.
Heck, that would be impressive. So I'm going Anthony Richardson, but obviously the key part about this, he has to be healthy. But like you said, this is Aaron Rodgers to lose. I think Aaron Rodgers could be average, and they just be a 7 seed. They would give it to Aaron Rodgers. So I think it is his lose. But if this boy, Anthony Richardson, wins it, he has to do something like this, break the TD record. That's why I got him doing it.
Striking. I know from experience, you love the read option. We know this. Bro, keep him upright. Keep him upright. Or teach him how to slide. Because, man, bruh. And it's like, if you got to know as a coach, if you have a quarterback that's not willing to slide, and is willing to take those hits, you can't run that read option nonstop like how you want to. Even though he's a mobile quarterback, you got to switch up the game plan because you can't control him when he's on the field. He's going to do what he want to do out there. Heat of the moment, adrenaline pumping, I'm going to go make a play. You got to, at times, reel the player back in your own way by drawing up certain plays that say, okay, we're not allowing you to put yourself in harm's way like that. He's a great candidate. I would love to see him win it, in all honesty. I'm rooting for him. But you got to, if you can, and I think we'll be able to see early, first 3 games of the season, what type of season is going to be for him. If he's sliding, if he's playing a little bit more careful, a big part of his game is running. So, of course, run. But we'll see. Did he make a change in his mindset, given the type of hits he took last season? Or is this the same player we took last year, or the same player we saw last year? We'll be able to see very early. And at that point, either you make adjustments or you let him go. But that's on Steichen. I got high expectations for him because I've seen what he can do. That's on you, bro. You got to be smart with him. That's your franchise quarterback. You got to protect him. You got to keep him upright. So I like that pick, but like I said before, if Aaron Rodgers is decent, and I think he's going to be much better than decent, I think it's his to lose for sure.
Yeah, he, like, for real though, like, it is his to lose. I'll give you that. It's his to lose. The only way he won't get it for real if they miss the playoffs or somebody break a record like Anthony Richardson. But I'm predicting that's one of my bold predictions of the year is that Anthony Richardson will break the rushing TD record for a QB.
Fair. Man, this one was a wild card for me, Joe. This one was a wild card. Defensive player of the year, man. I went back and forth on this for a few days. I waited until probably 30 minutes before the show to make my pick because it was hard for me, given how I have the seeding falling. It was hard for me. But before I get to that, I'm gonna kick it to you. Defensive player of the year, man. Who you got this year?
I mean, it's only right to give it to the number one defense in the NFL. Max Crosby. Max Crosby.
I'm definitely thinking you for this say Myles Garrett, bro. Definitely.
First of all, TJ Watt should have won last year, not Myles Garrett.
Fair.
I don't know why he got it. I don't know how he got it. But I'm going to give it to Max Crosby. Now, when I look at this, like I keep talking about the Raiders, this Raiders team, when Antonio Pierce took over, one of the adjustments he made that season when he took over is putting Malcolm Coombs on the other side of Max Crosby. The man has 0 sacks all year and finished in the last 9 games with 8 sacks under Antonio Pierce. The same time frame, Max Crosby had 9 sacks, and he finished the season, I think, with 14 sacks. So I think and then they went and got Christian Wilkins to be in the middle between them. That's going to be dangerous right there. So my prediction of them being the number one defense and the number one defensive player coming out of that, I'm not going to say Max Crosby is going to lead the NFL in sacks. He will be up there like a top 4, top 3 candidate. I don't think he will lead it, though. I still always think TJ Watt is going to do that. Like, TJ Watt is crazy. As long as he's healthy, he's going to lead the league in sacks. So, but this number one defense is going to carry over, and then he's going to be that best player on that team. And everybody love Max Crosby, man. Come on now. Max Crosby is a showman, man. Everybody love that dude. So I think that he's going to win this award finally. And a lot of people think that he should have been one.
Max Crosby makes sense if you're picking him to be the number one defense in the league. That makes a ton of sense. Wild card pick, y'all. Wild card pick. I know y'all gonna scoff. I know y'all gonna be like, "What, bro?" Like, well, I know one person in the comment gonna be like, "Okay, I like the sound of that." But this was tough for me. I have a certain player. You're not gonna guess it. I'm telling you, you're not gonna guess it. I have a certain player taking elite defensively this year.
Oh, elite.
Freakish athlete.
Ooh.
I've been a fan of his for a minute, and I don't speak on that often because I'm not a fan of the team like that. I like him as a player. Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, you threw me off.
Aiden Hutchinson. Okay. It's a wild card.
I think about to say Michael Parsons. Go ahead.
No. I picked Micah. I picked Micah last year. I picked him last year. I ain't doing it this year.
Ooh,
I'm rolling with Aiden. I think Aiden takes another step. First year in the league, 9.5 sacks. Second year in the league, 11.5 sacks. In the playoffs, led everybody in the playoffs in the NFL in sacks with 3, tied for first. And so I think that confidence is there. I think he's worked on his game. It's a lot of talk coming out of the Lions camp about him right now, saying he looking crazy. He getting ready to take a step. This isn't like the numbers, this, that, and the third. This is just a hunch of I think he's ready to take that next step as a game-changing defensive end. He might see a lot of double teams. It just depends. But I just see him being that player that sneaks up on people. And I think they're going to need him too because I'm still not sold on the Lions secondary. Like, I'm still not sold on that secondary. So I think they're going to need him to step up and have a big-time year. I think he does. I think he steps up to has a big-time year. And, Joe, I wouldn't be shocked this year. Last year, it was a 2-sack jump. I wouldn't be shocked if he got up to 15, 16 sacks. Like, I know TJ is TJ, a dog. I wouldn't be stunned to see Aiden lead the league in sacks.
Ooh,
I would not be stunned. I also thought about Kyle Hamilton, but I'm rolling with Aiden because it's hard. Defensive player of the year is. Bro, it's hard going to anybody outside of the defensive line in most cases. It's tough going to anybody outside. Like,
that's true.
the reason why I thought about Kyle is because he's a dog, and I think he's gonna take another step this year too. I really do.
He forced turnovers too.
Exactly. So
And he
he's
gets sacks. They be safety blitzing him.
he a playmaker. But kind of like what we said about the defensive rookie of the year, you know, I'm taking a chance on Quinyon. I couldn't do it as well with defense player of the year. Like they gonna give the award to somebody on that defensive line, you know, whether it be rookie of the year defensively or defense player of the year. So wild card might be my craziest prediction. I got Aiden sneaking up on Cats and win the defense player of the year this year.
I like that because they went and got Marcus Davenport. They also signed DJ Reader from the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good pickup too. So I can see that happening. I can see they got a good D line.
Yeah,
you know, they in the trenches, offensive and defensively lines are good. I can see that. It's his third year. You know, and like you said, he ended the playoffs good, leading in sacks. So I can see that. No pushback.
Honorable mention, Jalen Carter. Honorable mention. They're gonna need him to be a dog. And full disclosure, my debate with defensive player of the year and defensive rookie of the year all day was like, is it Quinyon winning defensive rookie of the year and somebody else winning defensive player of the year? Or is it Jalen Carter winning defense player of the year and somebody else? It's gonna be one of the two. But I'm gonna go with Quinyon winning rookie and Aiden coming up and winning defense player of the year. But Jalen Carter, somebody else in that defensive line gonna have to make plays because he's gonna catch a lot of double teams, which is ultimately the reason why I didn't choose to pick him. Because it's like somebody else got to make plays on the defensive line so that he can see a little bit more one-on-one coverage. But I think he's gonna be a dog this year in his second year in the league. So I had to throw that out there.
I would say Michael Parsons because Michael Parsons is approaching his contract year. And Michael Parsons also said that he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. He want to get paid more than all these receivers and everything. So, bro, we need you to go out there and perform. We need you to go out there and not fall off in the second half of the year. So if he just put a whole year together, he'll win it because he always start off on point. Lead like the leading candidate for defensive player of the year. The next thing you know, he goes like 4 games straight like getting the sack. So I think Michael is a good wild card. Although, you know, as you can see the W, I don't really mess with the Cowboys like that.
That's why I couldn't do it 2 years in a row, Joe. I couldn't. I didn't have it in me.
Maybe it worked when you picked them. It didn't happen.
Right. But I couldn't come on camera and do that 2 years. It was hurt. It was hurting when I did it the first time. I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm trying to be real. Nah. Give me Aiden this year. Give me Aiden.
Now this one I'm curious to see what you got. We did defense. Now we got to do the offensive player of the year, not the MVP. The offensive player of the year. Who you got?
Another wild card.
Uh-oh.
I'm picking a running back.
Okay.
It's not CMC.
You better not. Go ahead.
I'm picking Bijan Robinson. Now, I thought about Rikill. I thought about Jettas. I thought about some guys. I thought about Saquon. But I'm like, it's a lot of weapons over there. I don't know. I don't know. Bijan, though, is going to get a lot of opportunities within this offense. I think they're going to use him in the screen game. I think they're going to use him on the outside. Then they're going to use him between the tackles. I think they're going to use him with the real routes. I think Bijan is going to be a factor in this offense. And now with Kirk Cousins, you got to be kind of afraid of the pass game. You got to defend guys on the outside. You got to look at Drake London. You got to look at Kyle Pitts. Shout out to Kyle Pitts. Pitch you up in fantasy. I need you to ball out. You got defenses got to watch out for that now. They got to pay attention to that because Kirk, even though a lot of people sleep on him, a lot of people can say what they want to say about Kirk. He can sling the ball. He can throw the ball. So you got to be concerned about that. I think Bijan has an incredible second year in the league. I think he balls out. I just think the other options that I'm thinking of, I mean, Tyreek Hill he's right there. I must admit, aside of this, just me wanting to be a little different with this pick, just a little different. Because I mean, for me, the obvious pick was Tyreek, but I was like, I don't really want to go because I think he could easily go for 2,000 this year. He could. We think that about him every year, right? But the type of season I see the Falcons having, the type of season I see Bijan having, I think he's another guy people have their eyes on, similar to CMC, similar to Saquon. People think he's going to be the best back in the league at the end of this year. People watching. So I got him taking this award.
I got Bijan too.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I got Bijan Robinson. Yup, I got Bijan Robinson. Another bold prediction I had this year. Bijan Robinson will lead the NFL in total touchdowns. That's not a quarterback. He will be the CMC of this year. What CMC was last year, that's going to be Bijan Robinson this year. He's that talented. Also, another Texas guy, by the way, played with Quinn Ewers. But he's that talented. Now, last year, early in the year, he was sharing the carries. He didn't get the full load. Still almost scratched 1,000 yards with that terrible quarterback play, by the way. Desmond Ridder, garbage. All right. Also, he threw 3 interceptions to us, by the way. I don't know how we beat them. We should have lost it on. Threw it right. What's his name? Drake London wide open. Threw it right to us. Thank you. Also, like in the passing game, he's going to be really good in the passing game. He had basically almost 500 yards last year in the passing game. So he had 1,500 yards basically last year with terrible quarterback play, and it was his rookie year. Like, come on now. This is rookie year. So he going to a second year. Like you said, Kirk Cousins is the quarterback. He's gonna have attention because we saw what Kirk Cousins do with tight ends. Kyle Pitts gonna have a good year too. And then Drake London we're gonna finally see if Drake London is a true number 1 receiver, which I think he is. And that's, you can't just load up the box no more. You can't do that. You gotta respect Kirk Cousins because he can, like you said, he can throw that rock. One thing Kirk Cousins, because I don't know how he is on Monday nights against the Eagles. I don't know how he is in the playoffs, but I know Kirk Cousins can ball out. But Bijan is going to get a bunch of opportunities. They're going to feature him a lot. So I'm going Bijan too, leading the league in touchdowns, total touchdowns.
And they kind of have no choice. A legitimate argument could be made. He's their best offensive weapon.
He is no legitimate. He is.
So they kind of have no choice. We think Drake London is nice, but we still got to see it. We know Kyle Pitts is like that, but we got to see it from him too. Now, granted, I don't put his lack of production or lack of touchdowns or things like that on him. You just talked about the quarterback, situation. But at the same time, we still got to see it. And we haven't seen a ton from Bijan, but like the tape don't lie with Bijan. The tape don't lie. The boy is nice. The boy is special. So I don't think they featured him nearly enough in the offense last year.
Yeah, last thing. I knew Bijan was nice because, like I said, your boy root for Texas. Quinn Ewers gets hurt in the second drive, and Texas almost beat Alabama without Quinn. Why did they start on quarterback? Because of Bijan Robinson. And Bijan Robinson, I think he led the nation in rushing yards too. So he's nice. By the way, I don't know about now, but last year he was the highest paid running back in the NFL.
Nuts. As a rookie. Yep.
So, all right, cool. So we getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Is it MVP time?
Right? It's MVP time, man. So
it's MVP time. I'm kicking it off to you. Okay. Because I almost jumped in and took it. But MVP of the league, most valuable player in the NFL this year. You got a lot of different options, Joe. I'm gonna lay them out for you. You got Lamar, he there. You got Pat. He gonna be there. You got Jalen. You can throw Jalen in there if you want, right? You got Burrow. I mean, it's a ton of different options out there. I'm curious to see where your head is and where you're going with the league MVP this year.
I'm gonna give you my MVP and my close second.
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing the same by the way.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
MVP gonna be Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, man. I mean, like I got the Chiefs having the best record in the NFL. I got them winning 14 games. The only team that won 14 plus games 15 games. I got them going 15-2. 15-2. Losing to the Bills and losing to the Bengals. But 15-2. I think Patrick Mahomes will bounce back from that terrible. It wasn't even terrible, by the way. It was still a good year compared to everybody else in the league last year. But that bad year to his standards, he's going to bounce back for that. They relaunched the whole wide receiver core. They got guys that fit his style, a bunch of little mini Tyreeks. So, and Travis Kelce's also on the comeback for the year. I don't think Travis Kelce's gonna have a great year like he did 2 years ago. I do think that because he had 1,000 yards 2 years ago at the tight end. It's crazy. But I think it'll be more like last year, tell you the truth. I think the receivers are going to be more the stars. I think Rasheed Rice is going to be better this year. But Patrick Mahomes being more efficient this year with the winning record, I got Patrick. I got him throwing for 5,000 yards this year, by the way. Leading league in passing.
You said 5,000?
5,000. Yes. 5,000. He just did that 2 years ago.
That's true. You right.
And they got Juju. You know Juju very well.
Man, come on, bro.
You know him very well.
Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Who you got? You said you had a runner up.
My runner up, man. I was gonna pick him offensive player of the year, but it's a quarterback. I'm like, nah. This running back I picked, Bijan Robinson, gonna get a lot of touchdowns. Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is going to ball out this year. I do. Or what should I say? I think Josh Allen, it's going to be Josh Allen, but it won't be no fall off after all the stuff he lost. Oh, he lost this, he lost that, he lost this, he lost that. And then with all the weapons he lost, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, the defense, all the other players, I got a feeling Josh Allen's still going to come out. They're going to win the division, not the Jets. They're going to win the division. And we're going to go with the playoff season. But I got Josh Allen coming in a close second. And, you know, also coming off the overrated quote. Everybody think he overrated. So, I got Josh Allen, not Jalen Hurts.
My league MVP. I think we all know where I'm going with this, man. I think we all know where I'm going with this. I'm going with the best quarterback in the game. I'm going with Pat.
Oh.
I'm also going with Pat. I know this sounds crazy given the conversation I just had with y'all earlier today and the refusal chat. If you're not in it, you should join. I know it sounds crazy, but we was comparing him to the GOAT, Tom Brady. That's a whole nother conversation. As far as MVP, Joe, you took the words right out of my mouth. The man literally had a down year last year and won the Super Bowl. That's his version of a down year. And so Pat, now with these weapons on the outside, with these speedsters, I'm a big fan of Xavier Worthy. I think he's going to be a special addition.
Texas alumni.
You know, Hollywood Brown, I know he's hurt. I expect him to be back at some point. I agree on your Travis Kelce take. I don't think he's going to be crazy good. I don't think he'll have to this year. You still got Pacheco in the backfield. You still have Andy Reid calling plays. One thing you didn't mention, you talk about the Josh Allen disrespect. How about the Mahomes disrespect? Not number one player on the top 100? Crazy. And players like him, all it takes is a little something to motivate you. I'm coming off of a Super Bowl, my second back-to-back. I'm going for a three-peat, and y'all telling me I'm not the best player in the world right now? Okay, Jamar Chase, you don't even want to mention my name? Okay, that's what we doing? Okay, cool. We got these weapons. We got a defense that's going to step up and make plays as well because that defense ain't going nowhere. I do think the loss of Snead is going to hurt, though. Snead a dog. So them losing Snead this offseason is going to hurt. But I think overall, with all the weapons now he has on offense, whatever they lack on defense because they don't have Snead, they'll be able to make up for on offense. I think he has a fantastic year. And Mark, you dang right. Dang right. I'm not leaving Hurts out of this conversation. Let me say something.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts. Let me say the reason why he's not going in first. Jalen Hurts will not win this award because of the same thing I said about Brock Purdy last year. Same thing. They're gonna look at his team and they're gonna say, bro, you got Saquon, you got AJ, you got Devontae. You know, if the defense is stepping up and making plays, I'm like, you got a great defense, or you got an opportunistic, because I think the defense is gonna be opportunistic. You got an opportunistic defense. You got Kellen Moore now calling plays. Like Hurts has a lot of things going in his favor. Didn't even mention the offensive line, right? So I think people are gonna look at that and they're gonna nitpick and they're going, nah, we can't give it to him because of all of this he has. I think it's gonna be a situation where, you know, Dak last year was runner-up and Lamar ended up winning, right? I think Hurts is gonna be all-pro second team again. I think he'll have a phenomenal season. I just think they're gonna look at Pat and them numbers and what he's had at his disposal compared to Jalen Hurts and what he has at his disposal, and I think they're gonna give it to Mahomes. But Jalen gonna have a sensational year. All of the disrespect been crazy. He been looking crazy good in training camp. He got a great offensive coordinator. I don't care what Cowboys fans say. He got a great offensive coordinator that's gonna dial it up for him. And you got a lot of hungry guys. A lot of hungry guys now within their offense, including Saquon, who's gonna get a lot of touches. So you can't load up the box on Saquon because you got all these weapons on the outside. So he's gonna get a lot of touches in the backfield, wheel routes, all of that in the above. Same thing I said about Bijan, but even just on steroids almost because of all of the weapons other weapons you have to worry about on top of Jalen running with the football. Long as he's healthy, Jalen's gonna have a big time year this year. Second All Pro, but Mahomes gonna win, bro. And I gotta be real about that. I don't like it. I don't have them winning 15 games, but I got them winning enough for him to be MVP of the NFL.
I mean, Jalen Hurts got another guy in the NFC he got to worry about.
Who that? Brock
Purdy.
That's true. We gonna see.
And they motivated. Ricky Purcell got shot. Trent this time. Ayuk this time. Like they motivated. They got the band back together.
I don't know if anybody put it like this. I don't know if anybody should be more motivated than Philadelphia this year after what we just saw. I don't know if it should be not as it should be not out the Ravens in that conversation too. But outside of the Ravens, there shouldn't be a single team in the NFL more motivated to prove doubters wrong than Philadelphia after what we just saw. They should come out. They should come out ready to get to it. They better come out ready to get to it. They better, bro. They better. I ain't hearing it. They better.
No, you're right. The Lions, people love the Lions, man. I don't think nobody lost respect with the Lions. We all good with the Lions.
We gonna say about them.
Now, player though, Mahomes is the player that's the most motivated because you gotta look at, like you said, getting disrespect, not being voted the best player in the world after winning the Super Bowl, after beating the best players in the world, Tyreek Hill and Lamar Jackson, and then on top of that, all the drama going on. Chiefs Nation, Harrison Buckner situation. It's another guy that had a domestic violence issue. They let go of the team. You know, Rasheed Rice with the speeding issues. You know, Hollywood Brown with the speeding issues. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on. You know, Xavier Worthy, mom looking like she's 26. It's a lot of stuff going on in Chiefs Nation. So they're motivated.
They are. Indeed. Playoff seeding. Should we get to it?
Let's get it.
Shall we get to it? We might run through this. But we're gonna see. You want me to start? I'm more than willing to start on this one.
Oh, you want to start?
We started AFC, right?
Okay, AFC. Go ahead. AFC. Let's get it.
I took the time before today's show to look at everyone's schedule. And what I did, Joe, is I tallied up the losses. How many losses do I think each team is gonna have, given the teams that I think are gonna be in the playoffs, right? So AFC, I got the Chiefs number 1 seed. I got them losing 4 games. Don't ask me which teams. I didn't write that down. I just got tallies on this sheet right now. I got them losing 4 games. I got them going 13-4.
Okay.
I got the New York Jets number 2, also 13-4. I think that somehow, some way, the Chiefs have some sort of like conference tiebreaker, and they still get it. But that's how high I am on the Jets, which is why my coach of the year is who he is. I think the Jets will win 13 games this year, only lose 4. If you look at everybody, y'all take the time to look at the Jets schedule. The Jets schedule, in my opinion, it's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet, but conversation for another. I got the Jets at 2, got the Ravens at 3. I know Ravens fans, we did this, that, and third last year. Last year. I got y'all losing 5 games this year. I think y'all gonna be nice. We'll get to that in a little later. Think they're gonna be nice. They'll be all right. But in the regular season, I got them losing 5 games. And then 4th, I already picked them to win the division. I got the Texans 10-7. They got more losses than I thought, Joe. This is what I was saying. I was high on them, but I'm like, oh my goodness. They got a tough schedule. They got a tough, bro. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the schedule like, sheesh. Okay. I think they lose at least 7 games. If I'm not mistaken, it was 10-7 last year too, wasn't they?
Yeah, they were.
Man.
But I told you, I don't think they're gonna win more games this year. I said that.
You did, and now I'm with you, bro. That schedule is daunting. It's tough. It's tough. 5 Bengals 11-6. I got them losing 6 games this year. And then 6 and 7, I got the Dolphins 10-7. I got the Jags just sneaking in there 9-8. No, I do not have the Buffalo Bills in my playoffs. I do not. I think they fall off that hard this year.
Dang.
I got them falling off that hard this year. They don't even make playoffs.
That's another reason why if Josh Allen gets his team to win that division, he should be MVP candidate.
That's true.
But
I agree.
How many games you had the Chiefs winning?
13.
All right, 13. So Chiefs, Jets, Ravens, Texans, Bengals, Dolphins, Jags.
Yes, sir.
I think we kind of no, we don't. All right, there we go. AFC number 1, Chiefs 15-2. 15-2. Number 2, Ravens 12-5.
Okay, we agree there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Buffalo Bills 11-6. Number 4, Jaguars 9-8. I got the Jaguars and the Texans tying, but Jaguars having a better record, tiebreaker. 5, Bengals 12-5. 6, Raiders 11-6.
Man, I can't believe this.
And 7, New York Jets 10-7.
At least you got them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, wait, what's the Texans record? Did you have that written down?
9-8.
I get it now.
They out.
I get it now, bro. I get it now. That schedule is daunting, bro. That schedule tough.
You got the Bills out. You basically got the Bills out. On my sheet, you got the Bills and Raiders out. On yours, I got the Dolphins and the Texans. Out. Yeah, man. Like
I can honestly see both. I can see these schedules is tight, bro. They tight.
I got my Texans losses too.
You got them written. Who you got them losing to? Since you got them written down,
they're gonna lose to the Colts. They're gonna lose 1 to the Colts. They're gonna lose to the Jets. They're gonna lose to the Cowboys. They're gonna split with the Jags also. They play the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's
fair. They're gonna lose to the Jags once. They're gonna lose to Kansas City. They're gonna lose to the Ravens. These are legitimate teams.
That's true.
But here's a throw off right here. They're gonna lose to the Titans. The Titans defense is so underrated, man. It's just Will Levis. But that defense, I saw CJ against the Jets. He looked bad. I guess a nice cornerback.
Yeah. Now we'll see though how that looks now with Diggs though.
With Diggs, new captain in town.
Right.
He got Will as a captain.
Yeah. So we'll see how that looks with him in town. But I had a lot of if I remember correctly, I had a lot of the same losses. I just think that they sneak a few wins on a few contenders that we don't expect them to.
Yeah, like, if they just beat the Titans, the same record you said, 10-7.
Yeah. So I can see that.
All right. NFC, you ready?
NFC, let's get it. You got it? What you want?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Okay. Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Right.
Okay, obviously, with injuries, anything can happen, right? But number 1, 49ers, 13-4. Number 2, Philly, 12-5. Number 3, Detroit Lions, 12-5. Number 4, Atlanta Falcons, 9-8. 5th seed, Green Bay Packers, 11-6. 6th seed, Dallas Cowboys, 11-6. And lastly, number 7, I got a feeling your Cowboys are like the Bills to you. But number 7 in the last place, the Rams, 9-8.
Before I give mine up, Joe, I tried to find, and this is weird coming from a division rival, bro. But you know how I feel about the Commanders.
Okay.
I tried to find every way to sneak them in there, bro. I did. I did, bro. I tried, bro. That's where most of my time went today. I kid you not. I'm like, bro, I think they're gonna make it at least 7 seed. But when I kept going down the schedules and I kept looking at it, I'm like, I'm not ready to do it. I think they missed by this much, bro. I think they missed by like
Tough.
I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be tough because they schedule kind of tough too, And they young rookie quarterback, they might drop a game where you just like, what's going on today? Like they play the Giants or they play a team that they're not supposed to lose to and they just lose. And that happens in the NFL. It really happens with young quarterbacks in the league. So I got them missing it. But let's start at the top. NFC, Birds, Eagles, 16-0. Nothing. 13-4. Eagles. I got the Eagles going 13-4. Could very well go 14-3, but I'm trying to be real. I'm gonna give them 13-4. 2, I think they got off to a slow start. Remember, I said it. I think they get off to a very slow start. But I got the Niners. Coming in at 2, 12-5. I think they get off to a slow start because it took them so long to re-sign Trent. It took them so long to re-sign, Ayuk. Like all of that stuff was a process. And while they could get up because their teammate got shot, still praying he continues to progress and does well. That could also mentally have a weird turn on you as well. Like you could also be kind of mentally drained from a long offseason, coming fresh off the Super Bowl. You already thinking about the playoffs week 1 of the regular season because it's like, yo, when are we gonna get there? So they still gonna be nice. 12-5 Niners. 3, Chicago.
Oh my God.
11-6.
Ooh.
Chicago Bears. 11-6. 4, Atlanta Falcons. 10-7. The wild card is weird to me, brother. Wild card is weird to me. But I got the Lions also 10-7. I got Dallas 9-8 this year.
Whoa.
And I know a lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, you just an Eagles fan." You did. Dallas schedule is rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, bro. And I'm just not sold on their offseason. I'm not sold. I gotta see it. I think they're gonna be respectable. Obviously, that defense gonna be there, but 9-8 for Dallas. And that's all trolling aside. And as much as I wanted to slide the Commanders in there, bro, I tried. I gotta go with the Rams. Also at 9-8. I tried.
Okay.
I tried with them though. I definitely tried, but I'm like, I don't see it.
So you high on the Bears, I'm high on the Packers.
Yep.
That's gonna be a battle all year. Packers and Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Write that down. So we got Jags versus Texans, and we got Packers and Bears.
Yep.
So those gonna be our season battles outside of our teams.
Facts.
All right. Okay, now we gotta get to the Super Bowl matchup.
Joe, I'm kicking the Super Bowl matchup off to you first, man. I want you to go first on the Super Bowl matchup. I want you to go first. I have a lot to say about my Super Bowl.
I'm about to shock some people.
So go ahead, Joe. Throw it out there.
Super Bowl matchup. Packers. Yes, sir. Packers versus the Ravens. Yes, sir. Packers versus Ravens. And my winner, Baltimore. Listen, if Kansas City win, kudos. But 3 in a row, I'm going with history. That never happened, bro. So they gotta make history, and I'll be happy for them. But I'm going with cut the mic because I put y'all in there.
Right. Right. And pick them to win, bro. Yeah, bro. That's tough.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Packers, Ravens. Go ahead.
This what I'm looking like, man. This what I'm looking like. The first thing I'm gonna say is this, Joe. And I might be having mic issues, but I'm getting all this out right now. Bro, Mahomes is that one quarterback that's standing in everybody's way. Mm-hmm. Not only in the AFC, but in the NFC as well. It's been talked about all offseason. He's stopping a lot of great quarterbacks from winning Super Bowls right now.
Mhm.
That just is what it is. And so Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow,
Woo!
CJ Stroud. One of y'all gonna have to knock this man out this year.
Josh Allen.
One of
yeah,
y'all
that's
gonna
not
have.
bad. You ain't taking him.
Well, one. Nah, get him out of there. Because he ain't. If they match up, we know how that's gonna go. We've already seen that story. It feel like a billion times. One of y'all step up and get him out of there. And NFC, you not off the hook. Because if he get through, hey, whoever come out of the NFC, the man don't win the Super Bowl this year. It cannot happen. Somebody get him out of there. It's not hate. It's just, bro, you want to see somebody different this year. Even if it ain't my team, I want to see somebody different win this thing this year. Get him out of here, bro. We got too much great talent in the league for this man to be dominating like this, bro. Somebody snatch the throne. That's the first thing I'm going to say. The second thing I'm going to say, I did these playoff matchups in a way that I feel like ensures these two teams get to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's the same exact Super Bowl I predicted last year. This is the year we see it. Ravens versus Eagles. And for me, this is huge because not only is it my favorite team in the Super Bowl again, but it's two black mobile quarterbacks in the bowl. And no matter who wins, this narrative that the running quarterback can't win the Super Bowl goes out of the window. So as much as I would hate if Philadelphia lost in the Super Bowl, there's no other team, all trolling aside, because you know how the Ravens talk, the Ravens fans talk to me. There's no other team in the league I'd rather them lose to in the Super Bowl than Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Because I got to see it. I want this narrative out of the window. I think it opens doors for a lot of quarterbacks that play like them. But with that being said, Joe, you know how I got this going, bro. You know how I got it going, man. I got it somewhere around 17-24. Lamar Jackson gets the ball with like 2 minutes left, somewhere around in there. Marches the ball downfield with ease on Philadelphia's defense. Scores a touchdown, and it's spectacular too. Scrambles outside of the pocket. Jukes lay out. Spins to the outside. Dives into the end zone. Oh my goodness, the Ravens. They're getting it done. It's over with. And then everybody looks up at the clock. And it's about 50 seconds left. And the opportunity that Hurts should have got in the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs, he now has. With one timeout left on the clock. He comes down. He throws the ball to Smitty. They trying to guard AJ, right? So he don't throw it to AJ. He throw it to Goddard. Then at the very end, wheel route, right side of the field. Saquon Barkley get you in field goal range. It comes down to a 38-yard field goal from Jake Elliott for the game. Jake Elliott right through the uprights. Bang, bang. Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl 27-24. Yes, I have pictured all this in my mind. This is exactly how it's going to go. Birds win the bowl. Jalen Hurts struggles in the first half, goes off in the second half, and wins Super Bowl MVP. That is how I see this unfolding. And remember, we're gonna come back to this. Remember exactly how I said this is gonna go. It's how it's gonna go. Or close.
I just want to throw some names out for you. Stan Humphries, Neil Donald, Drew Bledsoe, Chris Chandler, Steve McNair, Kerry Collins, Rich Gannon, Jake Delhomme, Donovan McNabb, Matt Hasselbeck, Rex Grossman, Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, Jimmy G, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, and Jalen Hurts. You know what that is?
Teams that made it to the Super Bowl lost and ain't went back.
So I just wanted you to know that. All right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So look, when I did my seeding, I'm like, I got the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Okay. I got 49ers, Brock Purdy. Okay. No, that's you. I got Jalen Hurts, Eagles. Okay. 49ers, Brock Purdy. Okay. That sounds good. All right. Lions, Jared Goff. Okay. Falcons, Kirk Cousins. Packers, Jordan Love, Cowboys, Dak, Rams. Okay, cool. What I do know, the Niners ain't making it, Eagles ain't making it, and the Lions aren't making it because they are a part of that list. They are part of that list. Scratch them off. Just like I said, you know what? I'm gonna go with history. Mahomes won't win 3 in a row, but that's Mahomes. He can break that. Just like there's never since my boy from the Rams. Oh my gosh, Kurt Warner. Since Kurt Warner, there haven't been a quarterback that won regular season MVP and Super Bowl MVP in the same year. Since him and Mahomes did it. Oh yeah, dang, I was against y'all too. But anyways, against y'all. So it gotta be Jordan Love. It gotta be Dak. Really, it ain't gonna be Dak. So I just scratch that off. It could be Matthew Stafford, or it could be Kirk. No. So Kirk is gonna be Matthew Stafford or Jordan Love. I went with Jordan Love. And I'm not sure if you did this. Here's my playoff matchup in the NFC because everybody like the Packers. I had y'all playing Rams first round and y'all winning. Lions losing to the Cowboys. I want to put this out here. Lions losing to the Cowboys. Falcons losing to the Packers. Then I have the 49ers against the Cowboys. And guess what, AJ? What? I got the Cowboys winning. I'm saying that right now. Cowboys winning. I know that sounds crazy. Listen,
man.
This is a lot of pressure. Not a lot of pressure. I think that one get paid regardless. But I don't know. I think with this all season they had, I don't know. I'm feeling good about them this year. I am. And the 49ers, 3 years in a row in the NFC Championship game? Nah. So also I had the Packers against y'all, and I had Packers beating y'all. Then the Packers beating the Cowboys, which is nothing new in the NFC Championship game. And that's how they're gonna get there.
There is one thing. There are 3 things that are certain in life, Joe. And we've seen these 3 things for a long time now.
Okay, go ahead.
Death, taxes, and Dallas not making the NFC Championship game. Those are 3 certain things. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. But listen, you brought up history and all of that, man. Hey, not to switch sports momentarily, but I'm sure nobody ever thought that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record will be broken in points, right? I'm sure nobody ever thought anybody would break, Oscar Robinson's, triple-double, records, right? I'm sure nobody ever thought that you'd see, since Kurt Warner, an MVP and a Super Bowl winner. Now, people may have thought it, but it's like that was history. That was what was going on, right? At some point, we are going to see one of those quarterbacks, and I think 2 of these quarterbacks win a Super Bowl. I think it's going to be overtime. Hurts this year. And I think at some point, Joe Burrow going to get him 1 too.
It's not even winning. These dudes don't get back. They never been back. That's a key.
Yeah,
they never been
that's
back. Weird. So, and Joe Burrow's going, he almost got there then. Mahomes, obviously, I know we talked about it early in the chat, the flags. I get it, but we'll see. If Jalen Hurts,
it's going to happen for him.
That'll be good.
It's going to happen for him. Last topic of the day, man. We got the pick'ems. We got the biggest games in week 1. Let's start with the Commanders and the Bucks. Joe, Commanders fan. Who you got, Commanders or Bucks week 1?
Week 1. RG3 versus the Saints. You remember that game? I'm going with the Commanders, man. Commanders. Get the Bucks. Todd Bowles. He don't do good with, nah. He's going to be blitzing too much. You don't blitz a running quarterback unless you Lamar Jackson. But
or Jalen. Yeah.
Or Jalen Hurts.
Honestly.
But I'm going with the Commanders.
Again, still high on the Commanders this year, still high on Jaden. But first game of the year against that defense, against that coach, you already said it. I've seen them do it with mobile quarterbacks. I got the Bucks for this first game of the season. We got Dallas, Browns. Joe, don't worry, I'll take this. Cleveland will be winning this game. Cleveland will be winning this game, most definitely. That defense is going to show up and show out. This game is, if I'm not mistaken, on the road for Dallas. We know how they play on the road, especially against a top-notch defense. I have questions about Deshaun Watson, like I've had about the last 3 years about Deshaun. But that defense going to show up. They're going to show out. I think they're going to force Dak into at least 1, maybe 2 turnovers. I think Dak bounces back this year, but I think first game of the year, I think the Browns get them at home.
Same. And what was next? Next was
Detroit
got it.
And LA. The
Detroit
Lions versus the
Rams.
Rams. Yep.
Rams.
I
got the Rams winning that. Going in Detroit and winning that game.
I
remember the in the playoffs, that was a great. It took down to the last wire, and Matthew Stafford got an injury during that game too, and he still balled out. So, and you said it yourself, the secondary in Detroit is a little iffy. You know, they got a healthy Cooper Kupp, and my boy,
Puka Nacua?
Puka Nacua, Puka Nacua, my boy Puka. So I got my fantasy draft show out for me, boy. But yeah, I got the Rams.
I got the Rams as well. I think they're gonna come out and get an early win. It kind of plays into what I've been saying about Detroit. I think they'll be good. They'll be a playoff team. I just don't think they'll live up to the hype that they set before themselves last season. Then we got the Jets and the Niners. Joe, I'll start this one off. The Jets get off to a hot start. This is where I said I think the Niners start off slow. This is not really about the Jets. I'm picking the Jets, not really about them. I'm picking the Jets more so about the Niners.
Okay.
It's just a lot of stuff that's been happening this offseason with them. And coming off of that Super Bowl run where they lost, and it's just, I think it's a lot on the mentality. I think it's a lot on the head. So I'm rolling with the Jets to come out in an ugly. I think it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be like, I don't know, like 10, 13, 17 type of game. Like, it's not gonna be like a shootout. It's not gonna be a game where Aaron Rodgers comes out and immediately shows you exactly what I said he's gonna do. The Niners defense is real, but I think they do enough to get the win over the Niners.
They're gonna have to run the ball. But just like you said, three things are true. Death, taxes, and the 49ers whooping on Aaron Rodgers. All right, so I got the 49ers because they own Aaron Rodgers. But the 49ers loses games because they're trying to throw the ball too much. Kind of similar to the Ravens game. Like they have a really, putting the ball in harm's way, turnover, because the Jets secondary is legit. Yeah. So, but they run the ball with C-Mac more. I feel like, yeah. And they're at home. Like, nah. I got the 49ers. 49ers.
Birds pack. Joe?
In Brazil?
In Brazil.
Give me Jordan Love. Give me Jordan Love over Hurts. If I had to start a team.
I know you low-key feel like that, though. I know you really feel that.
Depending on what the team. You give me Kellen Moore. You give me, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, best offensive line in the league. I'll take Jordan Love. So, no, but I got the Packers, though. I got the Packers.
Y'all know, now, I've been going back and forth on this one, too. Because first game of the year, coming off of a weird ending to the season last year, you got two new coordinators. It's in Brazil. Some of the guys on my team, I don't like the mentality right now. They talking a lot about how they don't want to be out there, and it's like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Go ball, just go ball, just go ball, bro, and come back home. Exactly. But with that being said, we come out, we make an early statement. I know everybody Hurts been hearing the comparisons. He comes out, he balls out. I think our defense struggles in the first game. We normally do in the first game of the season. So I think our defense struggles with Jordan Love, but Hurts wins in shootout fashion. First. Okay. And last but not least, first game of the regular season, Ravens. Chiefs. Who you got?
Chiefs. There's no way they're going to lose back-to-back home openers after winning the Super Bowl. They only lost last year because Kadarius Toney. He ain't there no more. So I got the Chiefs, man. It's going to be a close game, though. It's going to be a really entertaining close game. And the Chiefs is going to win. I think Lamar and Mahomes will play well. So it'll be a good start to the season.
The way I have these playoff seedings checking out, end of the season, Super Bowl, I think the Ravens lose this game and get back in the AFC Championship game this year.
I'm with you with that too.
I got the Chiefs winning this game, but I think the Ravens get back when it really matters most.
Yeah. Yes, sir, man. There you go. Y'all listen, y'all got it. Y'all got the awards, the seeding, and the first week bets matchups, obviously. And y'all gonna hold us accountable to that. We definitely gonna hold each other accountable.
For sure. A lot of the show gonna be based off that. Hey, Joe, you said. Hey, AJ, you said.
I've been writing. Caleb, I'm watching Caleb.
Yeah. We gonna see what them Jags talking about. We really gonna be watching them Raiders. That's Raiders. What we really. The Raiders. Exactly. All eyes on the Raiders. My goodness.
Be biting my nails watching that games. Come on, y'all. Make me proud. Make me proud.
Man, we gonna see.
But yeah, like go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna wrap up. Did you have anything else you want to add?
No, yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead and do your thing.
Oh yeah, man. That's all we have for today's episode of Unfazed with JJ and AJ. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, the entire channel, all of the shows on the network. You know, my channel, everything. Everywhere you see it, you make sure you subscribe and show some love. We got some crazy good content coming out. Y'all just wait till the wins come in, the losses come in. We bring in our prompts. We're gonna have a lot of fun. NBA season kicking off soon as well. WNBA players getting ready to kick off as well. We might have to dive into that one of these days as well. We got a lot. My bad. Go ahead, Joe. You about to say something?
Caitlin Clark, she's a top 5 MVP candidate right now.
Woo!
Calling it right now.
Like
top 5. And I got a good case for it too. But go ahead.
They ain't gonna like that, Joe. I'm with you though. But again, that's all we have on today's episode of Unfazed with JJ and AJ. We will catch y'all on the next episode next week.
Let's get it. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button, no matter what you're listening to or watching it. Hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.